Yo, 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 yo. We here for another session. Happy Friday.
Hey y'all.
Y'all
Let me get
know
in this camera. All right, twist it.
y'all know what we here for. We allow everybody to come up and share their story, man, and talk about who's the deadbeat. Uh Please don't say no names.
Um, we are not responsible, reliable for any court proceedings or litigations that anybody may be currently in or there to follow after the interview. Keep it clean. Don't be too disrespectful. I can't tell you how to express yourself, but
Tell your truth.
keep it cute and don't say names. We prefer that you don't use names. But we already got somebody waiting.
Yeah, we gonna hop right
So
into
we
it. We
gonna
know it's Friday.
get to it. So
We
y'all
know
get
y'all.
right to it.
Yeah. So who we got here? Sasha.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm good.
So you
Happy Friday. I'm from the UK. I love you guys.
so you're calling us all the way from Europe. Wow.
Yeah, England.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So
it.
so what time is it there right now?
12:05 a.m.
Okay. So it's midnight. It's the
Yeah,
midnight
midnight.
hour for you.
All right, we
Yeah, it's
appreciate that.
bedtime soon.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Mhm.
No,
We
of
just
course.
gonna hop right into it. So you calling us from England.
hmm
How many children do you have?
I've got a son. He's 11 months.
Okay, 11 month old son, a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
And so what's going on? Who's the deadbeat? Is you alienating your baby or is your baby daddy a problem?
Well, this is why I kind of wanted to join because technically it's him, but he tries to make out like it's me. And sometimes I sit here and I question like myself. Um, so I'll just get into it so you guys have a bit more clear understanding.
Okay.
Um,
Before
he's
you
not.
start, before
Yeah,
you start, we have to ask, what was the relationship? Was it a situation? Were you married? One night stand?
we
Like
were
what was?
together.
Okay,
Yeah, we were just together.
for how long?
That's not very long. I would say. Is this including me having the child or before I got pregnant?
No, just you know before you
Since
got
you
pregnant.
know them.
Right? How did you
So I've known
guys?
him since last year, January.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So who ended the relationship or
I did. I ended it. I ended
why?
the relationship. Um, it just wasn't working out. And he was supposed to come and see his child, but he was with a girl. He says he wasn't cheating, but and this is when my son was first born.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you felt as if you guys were in a relationship and he was seeing other women, and so once you knew that he was for sure seeing other women, you just decided not to deal with him anymore.
It was just the fact that he used to lie, like unnecessarily. Like I've got no problems with him having female friends, any type of friends, same way he didn't mind, but he would lie unnecessarily. So when he would say that he's coming to see his son, and then I'm waiting hours and hours and he wouldn't come, and then tell me he was with a girl at a restaurant, I was yeah. And my
Okay.
son was a newborn at this stage. He was only 1 week old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay. So I'm gonna ask you this, because I'm gonna keep it real, because everybody want to know. So he's cheating with you. He's not showing up for your kid. Um, are you being? That didn't cause no bitterness or anything. Like,
Because you said he's blaming it on you. So, and you did say that you kind of like try to look at the situation and see if you are the one in the wrong. So just kind of take us to
yeah.
like what are some of the things that you guys are having conflict with where you feel you could possibly be a part of the problem.
Okay. The main thing I think is when he would come over, um, but he wouldn't really spend time with our son. He would come over and basically sleep with me. And I think that's where I kind of, pardon me, I would say I got not confused, but because I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in like soul ties. I believe like I'm healing, you know, even though
Yeah.
I've ended things with him, I'm still healing. And me sleeping with him, it wasn't making it any easier. So like when he would sleep with me, he wouldn't contact me in like weeks. It could be weeks, it could be months. He wouldn't contact me and I would feel a certain type of way. But I would
Mhm.
never ever use the fact that he wouldn't contact me against him having a relationship with his son. Um the main issue was that he would give me false promises, or he doesn't know how to communicate properly. He would say, you know, I'm coming to pick him up. He wouldn't call me the whole night, the whole day, or he would,
So
yeah, go on.
so just take us back to the beginning then. So you saying that y'all was together, y'all had a relationship and y'all was together, boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just walk us through that. So how was y'all relationship as a boyfriend and girlfriend? Because how you explaining is like it was a situationship. So
Right.
I just want you to get that
Right. For
story out.
for him, it probably was a situation, but like she said,
Yeah.
for her, she probably felt that
It was
it was a
more.
relationship, right? For her, so
So he was playing games from the beginning.
right. That probably she probably was ignoring the red flags. Correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Okay.
Um, so I didn't know him long before I got pregnant. And I think that was my main problem. I didn't know him. Um,
Does he have other children?
no, he
So
hasn't got.
how was he about the news when you told him that you guys were expecting?
Funny enough, he was actually quite supportive. He said, like, I'll support you whether you keep it or you get rid of it. I'll support you. He was there when I had the baby as well. Um, so I think that's what makes things a lot harder because it's like he was there at some points.
Did you
Um,
think that having the baby would make you guys like a family?
oh
What?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. So, being in a relationship for whatever it was worth to you, having a baby, a lot of women tend to think that that will bring them closer to their partner, right?
yeah.
And so when the baby was born, it didn't change. But how was he doing the pregnancy? Pretty consistent, or
Um,
just how he always been? That you were pretty much used to accepting him for that way, but once the baby came, he just didn't meet the expectations you had.
well, like you said earlier, like there were red flags and I just didn't choose. I chose to ignore them. You was right there because even during my pregnancy, he wasn't really there. Then we was arguing at one point during my pregnancy. I think I was maybe 5 or 6 months pregnant.
Hmm.
Um, and he wasn't there. He didn't buy anything. He still hasn't bought anything for the baby. He didn't chip in.
What was the
Um,
arguments for?
so because obviously I used to live with my mum, um, and he I don't know if he still is, but he was homeless, so he was staying with me. Um,
Hmm.
so when he used to go out,
Red
I
flag.
when he used to go out, I used to leave the keys in the letterbox so that he could come in. But I would say if you're not coming home, let me know so I can take it out because you know it's dangerous. I'm not by myself. I live with my mum. She's in her 50s, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but he wouldn't. Same thing. Communication. He would either tell me really really late, or he wouldn't call me at all. He'll be out like you know getting drunk or partying, and yeah. And I was pregnant at these times. So, but he made out as if I was being controlling, and it made me think like, am I being controlling? Like, because he never used to like coming home, and I used to think, am I doing something wrong? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, but
So
yeah,
was he
but
a work? Did he have a job or anything like that beforehand?
yeah, he did. He had a job. When I first met him, he was working, but then he lost his job. Even that as well. He said it was my fault he lost his job.
And how old was y'all at this time?
I was 19. He was 21.
So y'all pretty young.
Yeah.
I'm very young. Yeah, I'm only 20.
Man.
Yeah, so just from the little summary that you've given, it just seems like it's a first time situation for the both of you. right? He probably, if he was homeless, he already didn't have a support system. So just bringing a child into the world probably was a bit much for him. So he's not acting,
Yeah,
as he should as a father. He is new to him. He's young, and typically we hear about that a lot. With absent
He's
fathers.
a
He's
deadbeat.
a deadbeat for sure, but being the age that he is, we can
Yeah,
really give him a little grace just to say no man
yeah.
is mature enough. It's grown men that walk away from their kids and don't do what
What
they're supposed to do,
do
right?
you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I was just saying that with his age, now it's coming to like a little bit more better to understand why he's acting the way that he is. He's very young, very immature, right? So you can go.
Who is his support system? Like, do he have fathers, mothers? They in his life? Do you know about any of that?
he's got a very big family. He does have his mom. He's got uncles. Um,
What about his father?
no, no father. His dad's not present, and that's also
The reason why I want to highlight that is because typically, you know, man, we be fathers because we had kids, but a lot of us don't even know how to be fathers at this age.
of
So
course,
And
yeah.
it's not an excuse,
it's
right?
not an excuse
Because
at
a
all.
lot of young mothers don't know how to be mothers, and you have a baby, and you just have to learn.
You got to
But
figure it
the
out.
reality is, society just automatically, pins these stereotypes and thinks that people are just gonna get it, but that's not reality, right? That's just the propaganda of kids having kids. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere along the line, it's not gonna be a happy family, or a complete family.
So let me ask you this. So did is it anything that you contribute to the situation that made it difficult as far as telling him since you not around,
Right?
since
Did
you
you
doing
set
this?
boundaries? Did you have ultimatums? Like, did you give him any problems, any pushback?
As in towards seeing our son.
Yes.
So of recently, I think 2 months ago, I've said like shared custody is the only route. Um, I'm really I've blocked him on everything. I'm just trying to cut all communication ties with him. We've tried to co-parent, it hasn't worked. So I'm not saying that he can't see his son. He just can't see him in my home. Um, and
Because you are going to continue to sleep with him. Is that what you feel? You feel like in order to get over the situation, you have to completely remove him out of the situation so that you can heal completely. Because if you don't, you'll continue to do the same, make the same mistakes. Is that why you are trying to cut off all communication?
partly, there's not all because we argue a lot as well. Like we've had physical altercations, and like I feel like we bring out the bad in each other more than the good in each other as parents and people. And I just feel like I don't every time he just brings me down, like mentally, emotionally, he just brings me down. And I don't want to be selfish because obviously it's not about me or him, it's about our son.
Correct.
So
So you said he can only see the child in your home?
Out.
no, no,
No, not in her
their
home.
custody. So like
So y'all have an order
um
now, or is that something y'all just talked about?
well, I've offered it. I've put it on the table. He's just said first he said he'll let me know, and then he called me, an unknown caller, and said that he can't get a solicitor because he doesn't have an address, um, a fixed
So
address. Sorry. So
so run down some of those stories. Let's jump into that. Just run down some of the stories of the times where
Y'all got into
the
an
physical
altercation,
altercation
right?
or
What would it be about? Would it
yeah.
be about some relationship stuff or his lack of parenting? Like, what would be the frustration for you?
so it was my friend and his cousin, and they came over. We was eating a meal. They wanted to see my son, but him and his cousin they don't get along. So they were arguing outside my house. It was getting pretty loud. And I live in a quiet area. My area is quite yeah, it's not ghetto, it's quite posh where I live. So I'm saying like, can you either go, stop, or take it somewhere else? then he started arguing with me. So I told him, "You need to leave my house. He's getting aggressive. You know, my baby is in the room, and I'll put my hands up. You know, I do wrong as well. It's not just all him; it is me also." And I said, "Can you please get out?" And this is why I say we bring the worst out of each other. And I slapped him, and he kicked my stomach. And yeah, I've
Not
just
good.
yeah.
So, what was the end result of that? Has there been any law enforcement involved or any, um anything that he feels that, you're controlling the situation? Like he can't do whatever he pleases as far as his baby goes because you guys are fighting and you may have the upper hand on him, because a lot of times even in the UK, because we've had males reach out to us from over there as well saying how the laws are and how they favor women. Do you think that that's a part of it as well, that he feels that you're gonna possibly put him in jail or put him in a position where he can't father his child?
Um, I don't think, because this happened like quite a while ago. I would say in April. But maybe the second one, yeah, maybe he does feel that way. But I've never ever said that, like you can't see it. Like I've never, even as well after that situation, he called me straight away, and I still said you can still see him. Like I didn't stop him from seeing him because it's got nothing to do with the baby. Even though he was aggressive and things like that, I still said like that's your son, so you can still come and see him. And yeah.
So has he been taking your son at any time? I mean, of
He
course you
said
said
he
he
hasn't
haven't.
helped out financially. When is the last time you've seen him?
uh 4 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So no contact at all. You don't even know like where to find him or anything. Are you considering, I know he isn't employed or he jumps from position to position, but are you considering like child support or like going through the court system? Are you going to take the initiative to do that since he's pretty much abandoned the situation?
So there's a thing, I don't know if you have it in the US, but down here it's called child maintenance. Um, I
What's
think that
that?
I think it's child support.
Okay.
So I
We
searched up.
definitely have it in the U.S. It's not the same term, but
Yeah,
it's big business, big
Yeah.
dollars in the
yeah.
United States. Yeah.
So I applied for that. They sent me a letter actually a couple of weeks ago, and they said that they can't find him.
Mm.
Um,
You don't have an
so,
address. So won't you try to take him to court far as the parenting time? And because if you take him from that, won't won't
Does
that
it work that way? Are
do it?
you able to do that in the UK where you can
I don't
go
think.
after him to make him an active father, like to spend time with the child, not just the money portion or the financial aspect, but to make him, be a part of the child's life, you
As far
know?
as I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
Down here, I've only heard the money side, but like in order to be an active parent, I think it has to be on his side. I've even offered what's it called, a mediation, like going to a contact center, a children's center. I'll drop my son there, and he said no, he doesn't want to do it. He refused.
So do you think
Yeah.
yeah, because it's so messy, right? At what point do you think he would want to be involved? If he could still sleep with you, or just you don't think that he wants to have anything else to do with you or the baby at this point?
Well, he said it out of his mouth. He said, I
Mm.
don't want to see you, I want nothing to do with you or my son.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
So how did that make you feel when hearing those words?
It was crushing to hear, absolutely crushing. I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
Especially with you, you thought that it was gonna bring y'all closer together. You thought y'all was gonna be a family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I know.
And it happens, and I thank you for being transparent to be honest about that, because a lot of times, especially with younger women, they don't accept the accountability and they don't realize what part they played in the situation. They like to blame everything on the father. So we do respect
Yeah,
the fact
no,
that
yeah,
you're being truthful, that the way that you view things, and you made a mistake. If you chose,
yeah,
the wrong person to have a child with, now you're in a situation. But of course, we know that deadbeats definitely exist. Nobody's gonna make an excuse for him, even with him being young as well. He knows that it's his son. He needs to step up and take care of his
Most
responsibility.
most definitely.
But obviously, being homeless, being so inconsistent that he doesn't even have his life together. So
yeah,
someone in that way cannot even show up and be, you know, present for a child when they're still a child themselves and not even really stable. So it's a
yeah.
lot of instability that we hear, in the situation. What about his family? Are you in contact with anyone on that side, or
Um,
how's that?
I've reached out to two family members. They've ignored my message. His mum doesn't like me. Uh,
Why is that?
I would say for a valid reason. Um, we used to get on at first. I've only met her twice though. One time when I was pregnant, and then another time was when I first had my child. But I was always it's always me. Like I'm trying to call like these people. I'm trying to contact these people. Like, when do you want to see your grandson? When do you want to see your nephew? And she used to tell me, oh yeah, real soon, real soon. I'm just busy with work, but real soon. Um, and yeah, Eve as well. She said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come down with one of his uncles. We're gonna come over and da da da." Just false promises.
Okay.
Do they think the kid is not his?
Not as far as I'm concerned.
Have y'all ever had got DNA test? Have they ever been brought up?
No,
Did you have anybody else to cause any doubts or anything?
no. He was literally the only person I slept with.
Okay.
Um,
So
All right.
what made you reach out to us? What was it that you wanted to? Did you just want to share your story because you are actually at this point a single mom who has a child with a deadbeat? Or was it something that you wanted to say that possibly or potentially could help others that are watching?
so I joined here today for two main things. So one of them was to share my story, especially because I know you have a few young people who watch you guys, and I feel like I don't really see a lot of young people, so I wanted to, you know, share my story and maybe um make them feel a bit more, I don't know, comfortable or like not alone.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, because they definitely be in the inbox,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
you the first to probably step up and
yeah.
actually say something. So
And then my second reason for being here is because I was just doubting myself. Like, when I came across your page a couple months back, I used to sit there and think, like, am I a bit of baby mum, or like, am I doing like, is he right? Like, because he seems to think I'm a bit of baby mum, and but when I actually sit here and think about it, I've never actually said he couldn't see his son. Despite what he's done towards me, it's not about us; it's about our child.
And the
most definitely.
reality is, even if you do recognize that you did have some bitterness because it didn't work out, you could have made some, bad decisions in the past. That doesn't determine the future, right?
Yeah,
So we always like to give everybody the opportunity to understand that he's a baby, right? And he's gonna grow up, and you want to do the best thing you can do for him going forward. And so, even if you have had some actions in the past you're not proud of, because we all make mistakes, right? Going
yeah,
forward, you may want to do the right thing. So, for him to say that you're a bitter baby mom, if you're trying to change and give him the opportunity to be a father, that should be the sole focus. And so, for all the young people that are watching,
Hmm.
it could be really crazy, especially we know that young adults don't have the pathway or the platform, right,
yeah,
to feel that they are supportive. It's just chaotic. You have all the social media, you know, BS going around with
yeah,
people who don't value relationships. They don't value families. That's not the era that we are in. And so the drama and the chaotic stuff is what's popular, is what's trending.
Yeah,
So kids don't know how to raise kids. A
of
lot of
course, of course.
grown ass adults have the same problem.
Mm.
So we appreciate that you came up to say, hey, I'm young, I've made some mistakes, but ultimately your baby does not deserve this,
Not at all.
right? And he
Mm.
deserves both of his parents, and this is happening way too much, and we do this to shed light on that very thing. And so we appreciate you for coming up saying that. So anybody that's watching that's young, you we know that it's happening. We know that it's not all women ain't bitter, all men ain't deadbeats, but every situation is different, and that's why we give you guys the opportunity to tell your story, because in your situation you really are at this point a single mom who has a
Definitely.
child with a deadbeat,
And
right?
Mm.
and it's still early too, and nothing lasts forever. So y'all both still young, and people grow.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully,
and you
he'll get his act
and
together.
it don't seem like you causing trouble. You still leaving the door open for him to see his son. But my advice to you is just continue to set the boundaries that you set in, uh,
Yeah,
and don't let him keep constantly coming over there just trying to sleep with you, or nothing like that.
Right. And the
Just
violence, that's
yeah,
another thing. Like, you can't be like smacking him and stuff just because he's
yeah,
not doing, what
yeah.
you
yeah,
want him to do. But
Just
ultimately, yeah, if you've been bitter before, you can be better tomorrow, right?
yeah,
Yeah, just leave it about the kids. That's the about the kid. That's the most important thing. Is just making it about the kid. But my question to you is, if you could have did anything better, what would that have been?
is this during my pregnancy, during after having him, or just everything in
Just
general?
Period.
everything,
With the whole
period. The
situation.
whole situation. Of course, you're gonna say, "I wish I never met him," but nah. But I'm serious. After knowing him and after having the kid and knowing everything about him, like what situation, what choices would you have did made differently?
I wish I knew him longer, um, and actually create a friendship before laying down with him and having a child with him. I feel like if I got to know him properly, and because we just jumped straight into it, we didn't create a friendship. So I
Okay.
feel like
Yeah.
if we created a friendship, maybe it would have been a bit different.
And you could have decided rather it
Yeah.
was a best choice to have a child with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Notice those red flags. Definitely. So, so yeah, that's tough, man. You young. I
And I mean, kudos to you. I think
yeah.
with everything, you still are doing an amazing job. If you haven't, I mean, if you've been completely honest with what you're telling us, right? Going off that alone, you're raising your baby the best way that you can. I mean, his dad has been around for 4 months. You've reached out. That's exceptional, because that's hard to do. Some women would not even dare try to even insert themselves with the family to try to get somebody to just so your baby can know his other side of his family. So I think all of those efforts are admirable. I don't see anything wrong with that. Even if you still want to continue to do that, just always put your son first.
Yeah,
Because
Oh,
he didn't ask to be here, right? He didn't
yeah,
ask for this messy situation. If at any point you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, just think about him, and
yeah,
that should reset you and get you back on track.
most definitely.
that's
yeah.
that's my that's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for joining us. Keep
Thank
us
you for having.
posted. If you want to
Yeah.
come back and give us an update, we want to know, how it's
We
going,
room
how y'all doing.
we room for y'all for sure.
Because we know that it's hard for single moms, not just as well as we don't want fathers alienated, we still don't condone deadbeat behavior, mothers alienated deadbeat behavior. So we're supporting and rocking with you guys.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me.
All right,
Thank
get
you.
you some sleep over there in the
Yeah,
UK.
past midnight.
It's your bedtime.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
You
Good
too.
night.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
um yeah, it's a lot. this thing, this platform is really um that safe space, and we want everybody to know that. I'm so glad she came up, and I'm so glad that she is younger. She's right. This stuff is happening, and we know that it starts a lot with the younger side because a lot of people have kids before marriage and before they reach a mature age. And this
Mm-hmm.
is what you got to expect. It's more probably difficult to have a child while you still are learning and growing to become an adult and get out on your own. Raising a kid at that point is very, very difficult. And so that's where it all starts. But this platform is for all of everybody.
Yeah. Who's the deadbeat? That's why we here. Yeah, y'all just continue to tell y'all story and help us raise awareness,
And I'm
man.
sure she's gonna reach somebody. Her story is definitely gonna reach a young mom that's going through the same, or even a young father that
Yeah.
really just doesn't want or know what to do. And that's why we like to give these tips and like to reach out and raise the awareness so that everyone can know that it's always someone that's going through the same thing as you, or even worse. So you're
Yeah.
not alone, and that's why we do this.
But if anybody else want to come up and tell their stories, the link is in the comment section. So just click the link and let's get right to it.
Real mothers want to alienate their children from their father.
You got
Step
you
by step. We agree.
you
We
absolutely
agree
correct.
with you. We agree with you. And we also agree that men who alienate their kids are dead wrong as well. Like it goes both ways. It's not just women who do it. Men do it as well. And men play games and hide behind parental alienation when they are abusers. We know about that. It just goes both ways. So for everybody that's watching, this is not a platform that's just pro men. It's
Yeah.
about parents and children and family and bridging the gap to bring parents back with their children. Now, unfortunately, men get alienated more than women do, but men also have a bad rap sheet for the things that they do as well. And so all of this is being covered on this platform. We're talking about all of it. And so if you're doing anything that's not in the best interest of your child, we're gonna have a problem with it. There's no one-sided thing over here. So that's just all I really got to say. It's Friday.
Yeah.
If ain't nobody else about to come up, we about to get off because
Yeah. Tap the link. Tap the link in the comment section, man, to join. We want to hear y'all stories, man. We done heard some crazy stories, and we always watching. We reading them comments.
it ain't no reason to be shy. Y'all don't be shy when y'all going on Facebook, putting up them statuses, blasting your baby
Exactly.
mama, blasting your baby daddy. We hear about all this drama. We see it every day. People send us videos all the time. These exchanges. Y'all not doing the right thing for y'all kids. So if you don't want to be put on blast in a negative way and you know that this stuff isn't true, the only way you can prove that is by showing otherwise. That's
Yeah.
it. That's why we do it.
Yeah. And people just these stories just be unbelievable because people don't be thinking this stuff is really going on and it's what's happening in these people's lives.
Either that or they just love the bullshit. Y'all love drama.
Yeah.
Y'all think social media is so entertaining and it's all about the chaos. But what about these kids?
Yeah.
Like,
People.
what about the children? Because believe it or not, these are the people that's got to run the world. And so y'all traumatizing them, y'all damaging them psychologically. They don't have no sense of even understanding what a good person is, a good role model is. So how the hell they supposed to run the world later on in life, and you think they gonna be there to take care of you? Because everybody grow old. We all are not gonna stay young, and you're gonna need somebody at some point. And so for you to neglect kids and play a part in damaging a kid psychologically, what do you think that's gonna hold for your future?
Yeah. Because they not gonna have nothing to do with you. That's what I'm gonna tell you what it what it
Like
really is.
kids don't stay kids forever. We say this
Not at
stuff
all.
all the time. Like y'all look at them and just as big as them feet growing and them shoes costing more money and they growing out them clothes, they mind is growing, they heart is growing. And if you stun their growth, you are not gonna be the person that they're gonna look to want to help and take care of later on in life.
Yeah, and one thing that I
So
see with these women too, that they still be talking to these kids and
like they
trying to
kids.
manipulate them like if
Yeah.
they like a 5-year-old or 4-year-old. that it's crazy to see the some of the tactics that some of these women that be alienating their kids, that what they be doing and how they be handling these kids. It's mind boggling.
Because they kids themselves. The reality is, grow up. Like, or if you something wrong with your ass, like go get the help you need. Like they give services. They don't just give out food stamps and housing. Like I know that they give out free therapy services for through the government if you can't afford to pay for a therapist or whatever the case may be. Like go check on your mental health because something clearly got to be wrong with you if you see nothing wrong at all with all the bad stuff you're doing. Like forget the baby daddy, forget his girl, his wife, him, whatever, or vice versa. Even the men, the bitter baby daddy is the same thing. Like you worried about your baby mama, all you care about is if you can get some sex here and there. But at the end of the day, what about your kid? Like if you don't care about your kid and you set out to ruin a child, what you think gonna happen? Like what? How that look?
Exactly. Man, y'all got to get it together, man. Because at the end of the day, parental alienation is just destroy a whole family, man. It can destroy generations.
And the thing is, they don't even care about that. Like they don't care about destroying nothing because they are unhealed on the inside, right? Um, but you can't bring down everybody with your diabolical ways, for lack of a better word. Like I want to say something else, but I
Say
know.
it. I dare you to
No,
say
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because
say it.
God,
Say
these bitches is the devil. That's what I want to say. Now, if this laugh get flagged, it's gonna be your fault. But that's how I really feel.
it.
Like I really feel like some of y'all go to hell at night. I think that y'all being led and coached by demons because there's no way that you could think that it's about you. Why would it be just about you? And you have a little kid looking you in your face and you stripping them of the very things that they need, the essentials that don't have nothing to do with you. You can hate your baby daddy all you want. You can hate him. You can hate his wife, his woman, whoever, his mama, his cousin, auntie, sister, brother. But your baby, why neglect your child and use your kid to try to hurt? So that's your flesh and blood. That's a child that you bore, that you helped create. That's you. So why, I guess I'm answering my own question because y'all couldn't care about yourself. You couldn't love if you don't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else? So I guess that's what it really boils down to. Like I think it's a mental health issue. I think that most people that do this really need to go seek some help. Really go get your mind checked out. Cause if you willing to strip a kid of love, the things they need, just all this because of your bitterness and your evil,
Yeah.
angry, ugly ways,
Cause
it's a mental
because
block.
you only think about everybody always think about the father, but what about the aunties, the cousins, the grandmas, the granddaddies?
Right.
Like you stripping them from a
The
whole
whole
nother side
family.
of the family. That's them. That's they
That's they people,
people.
right? It's like,
I
why
don't
you
get it.
care? Like, oh, my baby ain't going over there. Oh, they can't see him. They can't. Oh, if they don't apologize to me, they can't. Like, who do you think you are? Cause dogs have puppies every day. Like, who do you think you are? Cause what's gonna happen is this man gonna go like they do, have a baby somewhere else, and then you really get mad then. Like, so just stop playing with these people kids. Like,
Yeah.
do what needs to be done. Move on with your life. Heal. Go get some help. Go get over whatever it is that's bothering you with this man. Cause your child don't have nothing to do with that. And even if he's not doing for this kid exactly the way you want him to, it's ways that you can handle that in a healthy way. You don't have to do it to create more chaos and more turmoil for your kid. Cause I promise you they watching. Then when they grow up, fucked up. Sorry, mama, because I know you watching. Listen, when it's like that, you are the one that's gonna be the blame.
Yeah.
Y'all want to point the finger at everybody else. Oh, he like this and she did that. But what are you doing? What does your kid remember about you?
Exactly.
That's what you need
And
to
that's the
think about.
problem. Y'all get on here and y'all always talk about these deadbeats. He this, he that, he don't do this. But look at the living conditions that you living in. Look at what you teaching your kid on a day-to-day basis. So that's our question. Who really is the deadbeat? Yes, he's not doing that, but what are you doing?
Exactly.
You can't complain about what somebody else doing when you is not doing what you're supposed to do to teach these kids the day-to-day stuff that they need in
To
life.
go out there in that world and make it. Y'all don't
Click
teach
that
them
link.
none.
Click the link if somebody want to share your
They
story. It's
acting
in the
like
comment
wild
section.
animals. We put up a post today where auntie is taking care of the kids, uh and the mom, she's really giving her a word like, lady, you want to file these kids on your taxes, but you only got a drug addiction, you do all this stuff, take all of the money and take care of men, you don't give these kids no attention, you ain't taught them shit, like it's nothing that you are doing that's essential to their lives, but you want to claim them on a tax return to get some money. That's what it really be about. Y'all only care about y'all food stamp amount, y'all Section 8 amount, whatever that's gonna cost, whatever you can get from child support. If you're not in that situation, then it's about the money for the child support. Cause some high end and high maintenance women do this stuff too. Like at the end of the day, y'all really need to take a look at self, and that's what they can't do. And that's why it's hard for a lot of people to come up and tell the story because they don't want to be judged, and then on top of that, they embarrassed. But the
Yeah.
reality is, you the parent, you are the parent. So if you can't do what's right for your kid, and not just saying coming up telling your story is what's right, but just being accountable, just being, transparent enough to say, hey, this is what happened to me. Maybe somebody else is going through it, and this is what I should have did or didn't do, and it can help the next person. Because to sit in agony and turmoil, that's what parental alienation is. That's what it's really called. It's really called misery. It's really called separation. It come with anxiety. It come with a lot of bad thoughts and just bad things. And people don't understand it.
Yeah.
They don't understand it.
I've been
So,
there, done that, man.
but
It's tough. It's tough on everybody. So people don't understand. Now, for one person's decision that, that they make to not let a father see their kids, now this father's get into another relationship, he get married. Now his wife is affected by that. So now if they have a kid, now their kid is affected by that. If she had kids previously, now they're affected by that because they hearing all the trauma that's going on and the clashing that's going on. They see their parents going to court. So it trickled down. And then they in-laws and it just caused problems everywhere, all from one person decision. So this is the purpose of y'all guys coming up here telling y'all stories because it's opened the world eyes to all of these things that's going on. See, a lot of fathers, and I'm not gonna leave the mothers out, and some mothers that's being alienated, they are everybody always think that they alone, that they by themselves. But if we start opening our mouth more and telling our stories, that's yes, it might be sound unbelievable to most, but believe me, it's a lot of people that's going through this. I'm telling you, we get thousands of inboxes every day of people talking about they can't see their kids. But why is we not getting millions of thousands of people on here to tell their story? And it all starts here.
it's a harsh reality.
It starts here.
It's a harsh reality, and y'all gotta build up that courage to know. Um, it's more people out here like you. It ain't you. You ain't
Yes.
alone. That's it.
Y'all
You
just
just
gotta
ain't
talk.
alone.
Y'all gotta talk, man. Y'all gotta raise the awareness. You gotta understand it's a young man out there, it's a young woman out there that don't know nothing about parental alienation, but now you do. So you telling your story is helping the next person, and that's our whole mission. We helping y'all get to the part where we didn't have no clue. Like we literally got it out the mud. We literally had to go fight pro se. We literally had to go to law libraries and understand the law. We literally had to understand how to pick a lawyer. We literally had to understand what was going on.
All while being alienated.
Right.
All while, financial, uh, for lack of a better word, it was a lot of money, right? You still have to live life and still have to keep up with your day to day living, and it's hard to do that with an obstacle like parental alienation in front of you. And so again, y'all, the ones that's doing it, stop. That's it. Like, stop. And the ones that's going through it, take action, whatever that look like. And this is why we try to encourage y'all. Like everybody think you're just gonna be like, well, go to court, go to court, go to court. Yes, ultimately, court is what you're gonna need to do. But it's other ways that you can handle this stuff in a healthy manner that's not chaotic and it's not just giving up either. Because a lot of people just walk away. So many people give up, and you worse off than you was when you was trying to fight. So you got to pick your battles. With this stuff, you really got to pick your poison. You really got to be strategic. You really got to know, hey, what route do I want to take? Because the whole time your kid is the one that's suffering. They the one that's gonna lose. You think it's all about you and how you feel, but what about your kid? Somebody manipulating them, even if they do can't, done got to them and they can't stand you and all that. Walking away from it, is that how you really want to end the story? That's what you really want them to think? That you a terrible father? You don't love them? You don't want them? You're not gonna do anything? You just gonna throw your hands up and let somebody win when that's you? To me, that's not an option. Like we started this thing and we knew we was gonna see it through before we won custody because it just wasn't an option. Them is his kids. This is flesh and blood. We're not just let them fall by the wayside. If are you really a parent if you would do that? That's like standing there, your kid fall in a pool and you watching them drown. You watching them drown, saying, I can't swim. Help, help. But you ain't even gonna try to just stick your arm out to try to help them or nothing. You watching them drown.
Yeah,
So
you fathers gotta step up, man. Y'all gotta go because y'all just be thinking that it's parental alienation going on that I can't see my kids, but
it's more to it than
it's
that.
sometimes these kids be getting abused in the house too.
Shit,
If
a
somebody
parental alienation is abuse.
Yes, but I'm talking about physically. And that's the part that y'all only calculating one part of it. But if somebody can do that to their kids mentally, they can they can do it to them physically too. And y'all be thinking that, oh man, at least they in good hands. Nah, man. Anybody that do stuff like that ain't in good hands.
Right. You willing to go
We
to
got
that
somebody that's trying to join. Just click the link in the comment section. Let us know if it's working, if you can click it or not.
somebody trying to destroy just their kids. It kills their self confidence. Um, they don't. You're making them choose. You're making them literally choose between their parents, and that's tough. That's tough. Um, so yeah, kids they don't deserve it,
Mm-mm.
and that's just it. If you don't care about that, then I guess it's really nothing to talk about. And we see time and time again, people don't come up because they really don't have they don't have the courage to admit their wrongs. They don't have the courage to want to do the right thing.
Well, Lena Moore, click the link in the comment section. It's a link. Click it if you trying to join and tell your story.
But yeah, it's about the kids, y'all. Like I know it's gonna sound repetitive and redundant, like we saying the same stuff over and over again, but that's just what it is. We are gonna keep saying the same stuff over and over again, because your baby daddy might not be the problem. It might be you, or your baby mama might not be bitter. It might be you. So this is why we do this, so we can determine
Who's
who's
the
the deadbeat.
deadbeat? Lena,
Lena,
yeah, Lena,
turn
touch
your
your
camera
camera
on.
on. Make sure you got good lighting.
Okay,
Are you ready?
let's do it.
Let's do it. We can't hear you.
Turn your mic on.
You gotta turn your mic on.
I didn't know I was gonna be on camera. Oh Lord.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It ain't a fashion show.
Nah.
Where you calling us from?
I'm from Vegas. Well, I'm from Chicago, but I stay in Vegas right now.
Okay.
Uh,
And how many kids you got?
Just the one,
Just one son.
one son. That's it.
you sure you want him to listen to this conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, he only two. He can't even say mama yet.
Yeah.
Uh, these kids be smarter than you think. But yeah, just just keep in mind, for we will too, since we know the baby there and he listening. But
Yeah.
what I know you've been reaching out to us. You've been wanting to share some things. What made you want to tell your story?
I want to tell my story because I want people to understand that it is women out here that try to work with their baby daddy. You know, a lot of time baby daddies be like, "Oh, she difficult. She got drama. She this, she that," and that don't even be the case. You only hear one side of the story. So I just wanted to come on to let the world know that there are baby mothers out here that try to work with their child's father.
All
Okay,
right.
so
Well, let's get
um,
into it. Was it a situationship,
marriage,
relationship,
one night
marriage?
stand, what?
It was more of I guess a situationship. I guess you could say it wasn't a one night stand. We had intercourse throughout the pregnancy and when my son was born. So I guess
So
it was a situationship.
for how long?
I knew him prior to us having intercourse, which was in 2022, and then no, I'm sorry, 2021. Like 3 months at the end of 2021,
So
and
how
then
long? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
we got down in 2022.
Y'all got down, huh?
So how? So
Who
how?
ended it?
Yeah.
Or is
Yes.
it still going on?
uh he pretty much, he pretty much ended it, I guess. You know, in his mind we were I guess trying to get to know each other and all that other good stuff. And in my mind, if you don't say what it is, then I'm gonna just take it for what it is, or what I think it is. I guess
So what was that?
I just thought we was, hooking up, having fun, hooking up,
Okay.
chilling, drinking, laughing, and having fun.
So how you have a baby?
Well, I during the time that we
Not
was,
literally, but I'm saying, just having fun. Y'all not together. Did Was this a good thing? When you found out you was pregnant, how did he take that?
he was happy. He was happy.
He got other kids.
Yes, he got other kids, and he's taking care of those kids. And he was happy that I was, pregnant or whatever. He said he was gonna be there for the child. He said he wasn't gonna treat the child like a third wheel, and he was gonna be an amazing father. And
So
he
is he
left.
in a relationship with another woman? Cause to say treat the child like a third wheel, that sounds like he got another family or something.
No, I mean like the third wheel, like how you want the two kids that you got, but then this one come along and you like, oh my goodness, I guess so. You know, you don't treat them as good as you treat the other two. You don't talk to them, to the third child, as you do the other two, or love the third child because the third child is like the third wheel.
Mm.
So let's
That's
get
what I'm
into it.
saying.
So what's the issue? Who's the deadbeat?
I
You or
think
him?
I'm doing my part as a person, as a human being, which is taking care of my child. I definitely think that he is the deadbeat. I definitely do.
Okay, and why is that? Let's,
Because first of all, most women, when the baby go home, the baby go home with the woman if the man and the woman is not in the same house. The baby go home with the woman most of the time. Okay.
Okay.
So all I was requiring for him to do is to come twice a week and see your son. Twice a week. That's it.
So, okay, let's step back because you said he cut it off. Why would he cut you off? What happened to make him decide that he didn't want to keep having fun with you?
So
right, you the baby mama now. You know what they be saying with the baby mamas. What? Why would he cut that off?
so my thing is that, like I said, I didn't know that we were in a relationship. In his mind, he thought I was his woman, but in my mind, I thought we was just dating and getting to know each other. That's all. Cause
Can you get steady so you can stop moving with the
you said
camera?
what? Oh,
Steady.
okay.
Yeah, get stationed because there's a
Well,
lot of
let me go
movement.
in my thumb room then.
Okay. Um, but yeah, so he thought y'all was more and you wasn't that. So when you what you told him, like, look, I just wanna have fun, and he didn't like that. So he said basically what, it's over. Because if y'all having fun and y'all have a baby, typically men don't just walk away from that situation and then just stop, not doing for the kid. That is something is
Yeah.
missing.
So what happened? Just run us through the story. What happened?
Well, I was traveling doing dialysis. I was traveling doing dialysis, and I found out 30 days after I left for a traveling assignment that I was pregnant. But I was coming back and forth to Vegas, to do doctor's appointments or check on my apartment or whatever the case may be. And in May was the last time I did my traveling assignment. So I came back for officially in May, and I had an announcement party to announce that I was pregnant. And because I'm 39 at the time, I'm 39 years old, and my family like, oh, when you gonna have a baby? When you gonna have a baby? And so it was a shock to everybody that I was pregnant. But I invited him to the announcement party. And my family was like, "Who's the father? Who's the father? Who's?" They just kept asking me. So when he came in the door, I said, "Oh, he's the father." But I never announced that he was my man because, again, in my mind, I didn't know we were together. Like, you didn't ask me to be his woman. He just assumed that I would assume that he's my man. But
Right,
I don't assume things. So
right,
after that, after a couple of days after that, after the announcement party, he texted me and said he was mad, and if I'm just your child father, then that's all I'm gonna be, is just your child's father. You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to, And I'm like, well, I didn't mean it like that. Number one, number two, I didn't even know that that's the page that we were on.
right.
So and
So basically, at the announcement party for the baby, you didn't tell people that he was your man. You just said, "Here go the baby daddy," and he didn't
yeah,
like that.
he go the father. Yeah, he didn't
Right, the
like that.
father. He didn't
Yeah,
like that, so he
yeah,
said, "The hell with you and the baby because you didn't tell people that y'all was together."
yeah.
So okay, now after that, get
Well, he
us
said the
to
hell with me. He said the hell with me, and then later he said the hell with the baby.
Okay.
okay. So because you well known, and a lot of people remember you when you was on our TikTok from when you saying that you wanted your baby daddy to suffer.
I still
So
do.
you still want him to suffer.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So that's strong. So everybody that's watching gonna want to know why you want this man to suffer. Because what has he done? So get us there. Take us through the whole reason of why you controlling the situation, because you already gave him these rules that he needs to come see the baby twice and he want to do that. So go ahead.
Yeah. So after the announcement pregnant, kind of just went down the hill from there. I'm not gonna lie, it just went down the hill, and I kept apologizing to him. I kept telling him that I didn't mean it like that. I mean, I kept saying I didn't know we were together, and he just never recovered from that. He never would give me another chance. He just never recovered from that. So it was already rocky. The situation was already rocky because he never recovered from it, but he still was coming to the doctor's appointments. And then his schedule changed. So that gave him an excuse to not come to the doctor's appointments. But he would, text me from time to time to ask me how I'm doing, how's the baby, all this other good stuff. And we were still having sex at least once or twice a month during the pregnancy. It wasn't like we wasn't doing anything. And I didn't want to give my body to another man, and I'm pregnant with another man baby. So it was just like, if he didn't do it, nobody else would. So I wouldn't, I wasn't gonna do all that. And then fast forward to the pregnancy, to me giving birth, he was there, and I thought he wasn't gonna be there. I really thought he wasn't gonna be there.
Did
But
he
he
sign
came
the
to
birth
pick.
certificate?
Yeah, he signed a birth certificate. He came to pick me up at 4:30. I had my son on a Sunday. He came to pick me up at 4:30, and he was there all the way up
So
until.
you said, let me cut you off because I'm what you said is sticking in my mind about did you want to come on this platform and prove that people are um mothers, not people, are not they work with the baby daddy. Everybody ain't bitter, right? Everybody
Right.
is
Everybody
trying
ain't
to
bitter.
some people is trying to get the child to be a part of the father be a part of the kid's life and it's not working
Yeah.
out. So you think that that's what's happening in your situation?
Yes, everybody isn't bitter, and I'm not bitter. And maybe I shouldn't have said I want him to suffer because that's a strong word, but I do want him to to do something. Because
To be with you.
So get us to the juicy part. So what went left? If you say he picked you up from the hospital, he was there. When did it go left? For the people that don't know your story.
um he not left, he just stopped showing up. After I gave birth, there was no like direction into how we was gonna financially do things. So I
So he got a
suggested.
girlfriend.
Yeah, he got a girlfriend now, but he didn't have a girlfriend when we was together.
Get us there. Get us to
Okay.
the whole mess of you trying to make him come see the baby at your house. And that
Okay.
wasn't working out.
So fast forward, I wanted to get my son passport. And that was this year. I wanted to get my son passport. And I had some people on Facebook that was helping me out trying to find him.
So stalking
Okay.
him.
Basically. Because he wasn't answering my emails, he wasn't answering my phone calls, he wasn't answering my texts. So I anonymously put on Facebook, how do I find somebody? And people was just giving me advice and asking me what his name was, and they'll help me find him. So they helped me.
So you found this man through Facebook, through the Facebook
Again.
police. All right.
Okay.
Again. And somebody found his girlfriend. They didn't find him, but they found his girlfriend. So then that's how I got to the girlfriend, and I inboxed her and I was like, "Hey, do you know this person?" And she said yes. And then that's when me and her started talking, and I was telling her I was trying to get my son passport, but you can't get the passport without both parents' signatures.
Correct.
And it went from she was on my side, it went from, oh, I told him that he needs to come see his son and this, that, and the other, to, oh, you want him back, you bitter, you want him back, you
So
must
why
still
you think
love
she
him.
switched up? If she was cooperative at first, saying, yes, I told him, he needs to go see his son, check on the baby, do this and that. How I go from that to she think you want her man and you bitter and you this and that?
Because I kept inboxing her about the passport, then I started inboxing her about him coming to see the child. And I was like, is he gonna ever come see his child? And then, me coming up with all these different ideas of how he could see his child. We could go to McDonald's, we go to the park, or whatever the case may be. Then she switched up like, oh, you must want him back. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I
So
don't want
so
him
let
back.
me tell you what she was talking about. Just because he wants to see his baby, that does not mean that you have to be right there for him to see his baby, right? So
Right.
any woman in his life that sees that you won't let him take his baby by himself and go on is going to think that you are trying to have a family moment. You want to be a part of everything with this man because you won't allow him to take his baby by himself. So tell us why you would not allow him to spend time with his son, because it's not just your son, it's both y'all son, alone, and you had to be there and you had to monitor every single thing with why he's visiting his kid.
So he hasn't seen his son in like 2 years, going a little over 2 years. And so right
I
now
mean,
I
that's
was
now, but how old was the baby when he seen him the last time?
He was about 5 or 6 months when he seen him the last time.
Have he ever had the baby by himself without you in the present?
One time, yeah, one
The
time, and I
time
was
that you followed him and went over his house and stalked him and soaked through the
yes,
apartment
yes,
complex.
yes, and I
See
was
what I'm
calling
saying?
him periodically.
So is it safe to say that's why
I don't think.
it's
I
been
mean,
2 years? Because it got to be on
you
your
should.
terms.
It's my first child, and you should know that I am very protective of, a woman who just had a baby and it's her first baby is very protected over her child. There's nothing wrong with that.
But don't you think he took offense to it, knowing that you slept with him? Y'all had a short rapport, but you still
And
decided to have a kid with him. That you think his baby isn't safe with him?
he's a father of, you said,
Other kids.
two other kids, right?
Yeah.
Now where is that
Mhm.
baby mother?
She not with us anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so he's a single
So he has
thing.
custody of the other two kids,
Yeah.
and you don't think he does well with them?
I hope so. I don't know.
So
I hope so.
so what's the issue? Why can't he go? Why can't he have his kids, his son, y'all son, by himself on his time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. Somebody told me, a wise man told me that never trust a forced hand, and I just don't know. I just don't. You got the girlfriend that I don't know her. You got the two kids that I barely know them, and then my son, he not talking. Now, if he was 5 years old and talking and was able to verbalize the things that is going on, or did or may not have happened while he was with his father, then I wouldn't have no problem
But
with
that's
that.
a what if though.
Yeah,
Not to mention, you are saying that you came on here to show that all baby mamas ain't better and that some want to da da da. But you got all these reasons of why you won't even let this man be with his kid
Right.
alone.
And
You
and
got
we're
all these
talking.
reasons why you counteracting him being a father. So you are part of the problem.
you can't say he
Yeah,
need to be a father, but then say I don't
But he
want him
can't
to
do
go.
this
He can't go with him.
or do that. You see
and
what I'm
we're
saying?
we and we're also talking if he wants to do these things. Remember, he's not even talking to me. He
That's
don't
because you
even
have
want to
ran him
do these
away.
things.
He has fled. He doesn't want to be bothered with you. The
That's
thing
what he said.
is, yeah, because it's too.
He said that. He
That's what
said
she
that.
said. He said. That's what
Oh,
she
It's
said.
too
He
much.
said.
It's too much conflict, and then you and this. He has another woman in his life that you aren't getting along with. That's too chaotic, and by no means are we making excuses. But if they have tried to get this baby and you have declined, then he is
They never
trying.
tried. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They never
So
so how did
tried.
he get him the first time then?
The first time he wasn't with her. The first time it was just still me and him, and he took the baby for me to get my hair done that day, and he took the baby for about 4 or 5 hours so I could
and
go
you
get
don't
my hair
want this
done.
man.
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
So for the people that's watching right now, you giving this man problems. They gonna say like, "Oh, she bitter." What do you say to that? Because you saying that he don't do this, but you saying that he can't take the kids on his own. So for the people that's thinking that she was a bitter baby mama, what do you say to that?
I don't think I'm bitter because again, he's not. I'm doing all the reaching out. He's not reaching out at all. I have to talk to the girlfriend to talk to him. He's not reaching out to me. I'm trying to figure out some type of platform, and I was on y'all show a couple of weeks ago, and you guys said, "Oh, well, try to see if he'll be willing to take the baby by himself," because I invited him to our son' birthday party, which is coming up next month.
What
Then
happened?
he didn't want to be bothered with me. That's what she said. He said he didn't want to be bothered with me.
It
So then a
might
couple,
still be too soon because it's high conflict. Like
so
you got all these demands, but again, you are part of the problem. You have argued with this woman. You have stalked him. You have set these boundaries. They can't be at McDonald's unless you in the parking lot looking through the window while they eating Sundays. Like, no, nobody's gonna deal with
You
that.
can't do that.
It's his baby too. And
What?
so we talked
Yeah.
about that type of stuff, but we did tell you moving forward, try to relinquish some of that controlling behavior. But
And
the
I
way you
did.
doing it, we don't know what you did, because if you reached out again and it sounded like the same old situation to them, they are gonna definitely decline.
So when was the talk ever had about him coming to get the kid on his own?
Exactly.
There
Still
was
happening.
never a talk.
That's the
Only that one
problem.
time when I went to go
Mm-mm.
get my hair done and we was still a little bit cool, that's when he took
But
our
that was
son.
but that was like kind of for your benefit too as well. Cause was you giving him the baby before that?
No, he was always coming to my house to see our son.
So is that how it's gotta be? He come over your house to see him?
So I did once I inboxed her about the birthday party and she said that he said that he didn't want to be bothered with me. I a couple of days later I inboxed her again. I said, "Well, I really want this to work out. I'm really trying. You guys could come take our son, you know, have him, for a couple of hours without me, since I'm the one that's he can't quote
Deal
unquote
with.
deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Without me, just come get him." So I haven't heard anything else about it. I haven't heard anything, no response or nothing. So I'm not the problem here. I'm definitely
No,
not the
you
problem.
can't
It
say you're not the problem.
it
It's not
started.
resolved. So you
Yeah.
are part of the problem. We
Yes.
won't say you're the complete problem, but you created a situation that's problematic.
Yeah. He need to grow up too.
Yeah,
Because he's
because he
feeling his feelings about you
exactly,
not allowing him to get his kids.
exactly.
But you gotta understand that the role that you played in this too, by trying to control the situation. A man is not finna deal with that.
And are you honest? Because they don't trust you. And
Yeah.
so you were saying this and you reaching out in inboxes and it's already the one left before, you know, they could think that you will potentially change your mind come the day of or whatever. Like it's just not a high level of trust there. So
Have
this
it
type of
ever been a
stuff.
situation like that? Where you told him he could come and then you changed your
Mm-mm.
mind?
No, there was never. I never gotten in the way of him coming to see his son. I never said he
Yes,
could
you
not
have
take his
gotten in the way
son.
of him coming to see his son because you told him that he can't come see him unless you write that. That's getting in the way.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
Yeah.
I
what
guess
is your
that part.
fear of not allowing him to go?
Listen, if it's not even just him, it's just like if somebody, a stranger or somebody. When my parents was watching my son as I went to work, I would call them at least once a day and check on my son. When his godmother
I mean,
got him,
there's
I would
nothing wrong
call
with
him.
calling, but what I'm saying to you is that's his dad. So and he got other kids, he got other sons. So you just gonna ruin their relationship with the brothers too, and you see what I'm saying? Like that's a whole nother part of your
Kids'
kid's
life.
life that's missing.
Yeah.
That's true too, and that's not my fault, sir. I'm sorry, that's not my fault. If and like I said, there's nothing being said on his side. If he doesn't agree with me coming to McDonald's and being in the car or whatever, he could say, you know what, I don't, I'll come get my son, but you ain't gotta sit in McDonald's and sit in your car. There's nothing being said, nothing.
So let
He's
me.
Because he
hiding
has
behind
cut
his
off all
girlfriend.
contact.
So what was the beef between you and the girlfriend?
He's hiding behind his girlfriend. She
What
What does
keeps
that
saying,
mean?
what was
What
she
does
y'all
that
beef?
mean?
How did y'all clash?
she keeps saying that I want to be back with him. And I keep saying, why would I want to be back with a man that abandoned his child? That's crazy, you know? And that's the argument. And I'm just, oh, you're not, she seems like
But
I'm
why
trying
why
to
do
control.
why do she think you want to be back with him? Is what I'm asking. Because of the situation with you saying he got to come over there to see your kid. Because that
Yeah. I was, okay. I suggested that he could come over my house to see our son, or we can go in public, either or. And she was like, oh well, he's not gonna come over your house to see, not by himself, he's not coming over your house to see y'all son. And I'm like, well, you could come too, I mean, I don't want the man. You could come, whatever is comfortable. again, I'm the only one that's trying to come up with these thoughts, and that's why I seem like I'm so controlling, because I'm the only one who's trying to navigate
Ha-
what's gonna happen, or you seeing your son, or you being a part of your son's life. If you
So,
don't like it, then rebut me and say, hey, no, I'll come get him, and then
so,
I'll drop him off.
so let me ask you this: what do you think his issue is then? If it's not the controlling part of it, what do you think it is?
I mean, he disappeared in March of 2023. I think his issue is that our son just doesn't fit into his new life, and and our son doesn't have to, because society don't make it don't hold men accountable. So he like, well, I got a
What?
new girl.
Why you
I
say
got
society don't hold men accountable? Because we can get called deadbeats all the time,
That's
and
it.
it's clearly we not.
That's
A lot,
that's all y'all get called is deadbeats. That's all. But
and
women, we
child support,
304.
child
I just
support.
I just learned what a 304 is. We 304s. We should have kept our legs closed. We should have did this. We should, but all y'all
That's
get caught.
that's if you do something. Men are already guilty before they even do anything. That's the difference. So yeah, women get it. They get it too, but that's after they've already reacted and had some actions. It's absent fathers out here that are being alienated and can't see their kids and still being labeled as deadbeats.
Yeah, but
And I'm sorry to hear that,
you said the problem is your son don't fit into his new life, and why would you think that?
because he disappeared and he had no reason to disappear.
You
And
showed
I
up to
know
his you
before.
showed up to his house
Oh, he didn't know that.
unannounced.
He didn't know that. He didn't know.
How do you know? Well, he know
He
now.
didn't know that.
He's gonna know
He
now.
probably do. He probably do know now, but he don't live. He don't live
And
there
you
no
telling me
more.
that's the only thing you didn't done?
That's the only thing I did. The only reason why I showed up to his apartment, because I think that was before he was saying that he was gonna get our son. Like a couple of days, he said he was gonna get him on Saturday, and it was a couple of days before. And I knew his address, but he wouldn't give me his apartment number. So I'm like, dude, as a curious person as I am, I'm like, well, let me go to this apartment address and see if I see his car.
Was
Did
this
you?
I did.
was it before or after the girlfriend?
This is all before. Yeah, I just
So,
found out
because when you
about her
say new
this
life,
year.
do she have kids? Do you know?
She said her kids are grown.
Right. So I don't understand. Like, so why wouldn't you think your son would fit into his new life?
Maybe because she telling him that you should see your son, but at the same time ain't really enforcing that. Like, this don't fit
I
into our
mean, how
narrative.
much can she do? Because y'all also had a run in together, and so she don't probably really like you either. So it's not like it's easy for her to support the situation, and it's already been some conflict between you. So it's like she can't. She it's not her place. She can only do so much. Like he has to be willing. She's not on board either. That's what I'm saying. You If she was a mediating help, you already
Yeah,
ruined that too. And so you want her to step up and be like, look, do this. But it's already went
you
sour.
probably done cussed out and everything, didn't you?
You called her a name.
What you
Yes, I
say
did.
to
I told
He
her
said, yes, I
in French.
her?
I told her in French that I didn't want him, and she just kept saying it, and I'm just like, girl, damn, I don't know how I'm supposed to say this. How many times I'm supposed to say this that I don't want this man?
So
I
okay,
mean, but I don't know. I
that's
mean,
bad.
I'm not. I'm to be. I'm
we
just
we
laughing
we
with
said
y'all.
that we needed that information. Did you ever send it to us? Because we want to reach out and hear that side of the story. Because I guarantee you, it's gonna be totally different than yours.
I want to hear the side. I'm tired
Y'all,
of thinking about it
y'all
at
gonna
night.
come up here together and talk about it?
I will come up here with him and
He ain't
talk
gonna
about
come
it,
up
of
and talk
course.
about this with her. He don't want to be
All right.
bothered
So
at all.
what was your whole what was the reason for you coming on here? What do you want? What do you want everybody to know?
I hope He see this. I'm sick, so please, world, excuse me for my look. And I didn't know I was gonna be on camera, but I hope he see this. I hope he see this. I'm trying. I am trying my hardest to get him to see that his son needs him because his father wasn't there for him. So I'm like, why would you do that to our son if your father wasn't there for you? And I'm willing to not even say nothing to him if he start coming to see his son. I'm not gonna say where you been. I'm not gonna make it hard. I'm not gonna do none of that because at the end of the day, it's about our son. So I'm not gonna do none of that. But at the same time, where who holds him responsible? That's why I put him on child support. Somebody got to hold him responsible.
So you put him on child support?
I went up there and I put him on child support. Yes.
So what about the parenting time? Remember we spoke about if you're gonna be so eager to put him on child support for the money, you can also enforce him spending time with your son as well. Did you even look into that at all?
I looked into me up in the child support,
So
but
you
not,
didn't, but you
but
said
not
you want
me.
him to
Not
be
him
with
said
his.
no.
Okay.
Listen, but
Shit. I
I'm
looked into
doing
me
Listen,
all
up
this
in the child
leg
Leah,
work.
support.
Where is
you
my
said the
peace?
question.
There you go.
Where is my
Did you
peace?
hear what I asked you?
You said
What
you
you
want
say?
this my
You
money and
just
I want it
said
down.
you just said you want him in his life, and I just asked you, did you look into it? And you said you looked into up in the child support.
There you go, man. Why?
Where is my
It's
peace? Listen, I reached out to her because I can't talk to him. So I reached out to her with all these different ideas. We can go to McDonald's, we could go to the park, he could come get it by himself, he could do all, and no response. None other than he doesn't want to deal with you. I'm the one who's doing all this leg work. So y'all want me to go up to child support and say, hey, can y'all make him come see his son? Like,
Not
no,
child support, but just
listen,
family court
listen,
because it's
family court. I'm
already
sorry, family court.
initiated.
listen. What I'm telling you is like if you go to family court, you get the child support and you get him, you making him responsible for doing his daddy
That's
duty.
holding him accountable.
That's holding him accountable because now only thing you're doing is going for money and your kid is still missing the father.
Exactly.
Now that not that I'm saying that taking him to family court is gonna make him be a father, but now you got something that's backing you when he's not doing it.
And to prove that you really are not bitter and to prove that you really are not trying to be controlling. Because if you get that order and he's not abiding by the order and it negates you all together, then you have a leg to stand on. But with everything else that you're saying, he's just running from you.
Because what if 10 years down the line he just say, look, I'm finna go try to get my kid and do whatever and just make your life a living hell when it could be already set in stone. Because you're gonna have the same argument 10 years from now if he's not haven't been there. He's a deadbeat, he ain't been in the kid's life, which that's the purpose of the order.
Right.
See, I think a lot of women don't know about that part
That
of it.
part
They
of
only
it. They
hear
don't.
about the child support part.
And honestly, I think a lot of women don't care about it because it limits their control. So if
That
you
it do.
really are not trying to be controlling and it's really about your baby, you would go to the courthouse and look into not just up in the child support, but trying to see how you can have him do his part with
She
the
said,
time as
I
well.
looked on up at it.
We got some comments. You want to dive into these comments?
Sure, come on.
So we got Work Plus Gang saying, have you ever disrespected him in a way that if a woman did the same to you, it would make you want to confront her?
Nope. All I did was be nice to him. Of course, we had. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it or anything. Of course, we had a few head bumps, but I didn't want to really push like certain things because I didn't want him to stop seeing his son, which that didn't work. He obviously ended up stop seeing his son. But we never had like head butts where I would want to smack him or something like that, or treat him like a female or something like that. I've always been nice to him. I helped him out. Sometimes he'll be like, "Man, I ain't got gas money to get to work." I'll be like, "Here go 20. Here go $20, $30, whatever." And sometimes he'll say, "Oh, not directly to me, like I need help," but he'll say, "Oh, my kids need some food." I only met them one time. My kids need some food. I'll be like, okay, who cool. I'll go buy them something for the microwave, some hot pockets or something like that. I never was like a overly drama person, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, no.
Another question, oh well, statement was, you didn't want the relationship and you put him on child support. So basically, you saying you thought y'all was having fun. You said he thought y'all was more. You also said that you wanted to have a baby, not on this segment, but on the other live that we did with you. You said that
Yeah.
you wanted to have a baby.
Yeah.
That I think that part is important because all of this, with the way you were involved and the way you set out to do what you wanted to do, you do all that and end up putting him on child support. When really, if you were just a little bit more cooperative in the co-parenting part, you probably wouldn't have had that obstacle because he was willing at first,
And then he
right?
stopped answering my texts or calls. And I
Because you
didn't
was
know where he,
because
cause
because you gave him PTSD because you was stalking and demanding
So you,
and setting
he didn't
rules
even
I
know
think
about
you
that.
leaving something
In
out.
March,
I think you leaving something out because something else had to happen.
for him to want
For
to go AWOL.
what happened? Keep it real with
I'm
us.
telling you, in
This is
March,
about growth.
February of 2023, he came to my house. He had formula. It was like Captain Save a Day. He had 10 outfits for our son, formula, everything. I was
Right? How do
impressed.
you do that and then start being a deadbeat?
And then
It doesn't make sense.
March came, and he was telling me that he was going through some financial problems with keeping a roof over him and his kids' head. And I never heard from him since then. That's the only last text I got.
Then
And
he popped
then
up with the girlfriend
then
when you found them. Well, he didn't pop up. Y'all searched him out, and he had a girlfriend.
right. So the girlfriend is telling me that she came in March. The same time that I stopped hearing from him. It's the same time. It's the same time she got back with him. Okay.
Got back
So
with him.
yeah,
Oh my god.
evidently they had an on and off relationship. This is what she telling me. And the reason why I put him on child support, I didn't put him on child support right away. March passed, April passed, May passed. I go back on an assignment. I text him at the end of May and said, "Hey, what's going on? Are you okay?" Because I don't know, he got a girlfriend. I don't know anything. All I know is he was going through something and he was having financial problems, and I haven't heard from him. So I'm still thinking something wrong with him. So I'm like,
So
"Hey,
you
what's
ain't
good?"
you ain't never bashed him on Facebook or nothing.
No, I ain't never bashed
Y'all
him
don't
on
got
Facebook.
no protective orders, no court proceedings, or nothing that he mad about.
No, no,
It just don't make sense for a father to just be doing that
no.
and
And
then
give up.
and just disappear like that.
And June, I sat down, I'm texting him, he ain't answering. I'm calling him, he ain't answering. So June, I found a couple of his family members. I'm calling his family members to
Do
say,
you
hey,
see how crazy this sound?
I know it sounds crazy.
So you
To
weren't
say
calling him dead. You weren't calling him deadbeat. Like he need to
no,
come. He need to come do for his baby. That's why I'm
no.
calling.
When I called his family member, I kept it short. I said, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on with Jerome. But can y'all talk to him? Is he okay? I mean, I don't know. Is he okay? Can y'all talk to him? I don't want to put him
What
on
they gonna
child
do with
support.
his grown self? Talk to him how? He
I
grown, girl.
I
And
don't
this is
know.
the whole thing. Like, this the thing. It's not nothing wrong with reaching out to the side of the family if you want to connect with them for the child. But
Yeah,
when you reaching out, putting them in the middle of y'all
they
stuff, it's the worst
That's
thing in the
true.
world
they
that you could
they gonna
possibly do.
always
That's
choose
true.
their family
And
anyway.
they don't
That's
have no
true.
good advice to give. They gonna paint you
That's
in a
true.
crazy light. You gonna be known as that crazy ass baby mama,
That's
and
true.
that's how they gonna treat you and label you. So
That's
to
true.
try to get his family to get his grown ass to do anything is
That's
like,
true.
no, that's not gonna
So
work.
do his family come see the baby?
No. Mm-mm.
Do you allow
No.
them to?
They don't really talk to him. And his mother is in Mississippi. His mother's sick. And his
Mm.
brother is here in Vegas, but he said, and what I thought, he lied to me and said that he used to go to California with his brother. But when I talked to his brother said he don't even mess around with him. He don't even talk to him. And you know what? That is true what you said. But in my mind, at the time of calling his family, was to prevent from putting him on child support, was to figure out was he okay. And you're right. They gonna take up for him. They not gonna talk to him.
Every
They gonna take
time.
Every
up for
time.
him.
So so what mistakes what could you have done better in this situation? Do you think?
Not even talk to the man. I should have never talked to
Of
him.
course
To be
that.
No, we
honest
talking
with
about
you,
after you
but
told them people at that announcement that baby child was like that he wasn't your man.
Did
Would you
you
maybe
would
I
you
should
go
have
back and
said that.
change that just
I
so
will
you
go
wouldn't
back and
have to
change
deal with
that.
this stuff?
did you want to be with him?
I wanted to be with him towards the ending of the pregnancy, and once I gave birth, I wanted to be with him. Yeah, but
And there was never no bitterness behind that?
When you found out he had that other woman, that didn't hurt you?
no, no, I'm not bitter at all because life goes on. I'm 39. Well, at the time I
I'm
was
saying
39.
like,
I'm 41
because
now.
a lot of women think just because you bitter, you have to stay there. You don't have to
Right.
stay and live in that bitterness.
Right.
And this is where a lot of women go wrong. They stay there and they be stuck there for the rest of their life.
Forever.
So when I say was you bitter,
Bitter,
I'm
it could
just
have
talking
been a
about in
bitter
that
moment.
moment. Like, okay, yeah, I'm salty. Like I wanted to be with him, but now I ain't with him. Now today you saying you don't want to be
Because you
with him,
talking about him
and I
being held
believe you.
accountable.
But
Who gonna hold you accountable? Us.
so
Mhm.
you was nothing there, no feelings or nothing.
You
You wasn't salty
I
at
did.
all.
I did wanted to be with him when I gave birth. I mean, I was going through hormonal, emotional things,
Nah, you blaming it. You
but
blaming it on that when really you had his baby. You did not know him well. How it turned
yeah,
out for y'all is unfortunate because y'all baby is the only one that's
Yeah,
caught in the middle and
that's
yeah.
suffering.
suffering.
Yeah, for sure.
So, bitter or not, at this point, you feel like you doing all that you can because you're reaching out and he's not responding. But it may take some time. You already put him on child support, so at least you got that leverage, right?
But
If
listen,
you
listen though. He told me to put him on child support. When I called his family member, he heard that I called his family member, so somebody must have called him. And he texted me and said I was being petty and that he was gonna come and see his son that Sunday. He never came. He never said anything.
Why would you
And
say
then
you
I
was
text,
petty?
huh?
Why he call you petty?
Because I reached out to his family members.
And what was you saying?
All I told them was, can y'all talk to him because I don't want to put him on child support. I don't know what's going
Because
you
on. He
just feel
hasn't
like it
because
answered
was
any
for
of my
because
you and
calls.
y'all
because
business.
he being a deadbeat and he ain't take care of his responsibility. So y'all need
I
to
ain't
can
say
y'all
all
talk to
that.
him? Man, come on,
And
I didn't
man.
say all that.
Come
I
on,
promise you I
man.
did not say
Come
all that.
on,
I did not
man.
think
say
about
all
it.
that.
He too mad at you. He done erased you off his whole. So with that being said, that really pissed him off. On top of you getting in the way of him being a father on the few times that he tried or whatever happened with the girlfriend, they was trying to work something out with you. It's just been too combative. And then you
They
reaching
was
out to
never
people.
trying to work
You
this.
putting
I
people
just
in y'all
found him
business
this
that he probably
year.
didn't even want them people to know what was going on about you with this baby or nothing. And you didn't just put that on blast. So he just don't trust it. So you got to
I
figure out a way for your child how you're gonna go forward with reconnecting him with his father.
Because child support, that's
And yes,
that's
it
only
is
one
your
part of being a
responsibility.
father.
I'm going to say that for all the people that are watching, because when you help create a problem, right? You gotta try to help to fix that problem. And
mm,
this is the only reason I'm saying it. This isn't like, he's just this flat out deadbeat, not in my eyes at least, that can't get him to do anything. It was some pushback on your end. Cause he did have your baby before. It was going a certain way. You got into it with his significant other. It's a lot of conflict. So
Yeah.
in those type of situations, people tend to retreat. They will fall back just to keep the
You
peace.
got to get the courts
So you
involved.
got
I
to
don't
figure
know where the
out.
conflict came in from 2023 up until now. I just found her in February of this year. So I don't know where the conflict is. I mean, I warned him, I reached out to his family, I texted him, I emailed him even before I even put him on child support. And I also want
I'm
to
not
add,
even just saying about the child support. Just like the comment that's highlighted right there. It sounds like he's done with you. He might be wanting,
he
no, he might
can
be
be.
waiting till his son is older. He might be tired of dealing with you. And he is. He
And
clearly said that. And
I don't
that's
know what
another thing. Like a lot of women, and I want to say this, and I don't care who don't like it, a lot of women create deadbeats and y'all don't know that it's true because yes, oh, he a grown man. Do you that don't mean you walk away from your kid? You still this and I agree with all that too. But the reality is all men aren't the same. And if you push a man so far, some will walk away and say the hell with you and that baby. It's not
I'll wait till
right,
they 18.
but it can happen. And
but I
so in
never
this
pushed him
situation,
anywhere. I never
you
did
feel like you
anything
didn't
to
push him
him.
away, but your actions and everything
You
that you giggling about
you too
says otherwise.
you too controlling. You don't the baby can't be around nobody unless you keep calling
Then
or
he
doing
gotta do
whatever.
things too. He ain't got time to be dealing with you. What you talking about?
Yeah.
No.
I understand this is your first child and I get it.
Right.
But he's a father and he's been a father of two before that. And now he's a single dad too because the mother of his other two kids passed. So
So this question say God entrusted both of you with the responsibility to protect his child. If your son were grown, do you think he'd tell you to have faith and let him spend time with his dad without interference? What you think your baby gonna say? We said that too. What you think he gonna grow up and say if he knew that at times you would not let him go with his dad just because you felt he wasn't safe or you didn't trust it?
There was no times. I'm trying to tell y'all, there was no when he before he got with this girl and we had that 1 year, just me, the baby, and him. He could have took his son. I never said he could not take his son.
You
The
told
my
us
only thing
that he
was,
could not take his son because you did not know their partner. They could not
oh
take your
yeah,
son
yeah,
because you don't
yeah,
trust the girlfriend and the kids. You said it on this live too,
yeah.
so you can't
That's
negate
this
that you
year.
said that.
That's
Even
this
if
year.
it didn't happen, they know that you are not going to allow it to happen. This is why
Yeah,
you cannot get him to
yeah,
come try to be with his kid.
yeah.
the only way at this point is court. Because like somebody said in the comments, man, he shut down. He probably is one of them fathers. Like I'll just wait till my son 18. And
And probably thinking about it like with the birthday party. They probably thought hard on it and he like, nah.
it's
I don't wanna
something
be
that he's
bothered.
not
It's all
trusting you about.
assumption. It's
And
all assumption because, like I said, if he was to come get his son, I wasn't gonna say nothing to him. I'm not gonna be in his face like, "Hey, hey,
How
where
do
you
we
been
know
at for
that?
the
And how
last
do he
two
know
years?"
that?
but it's all assumptions on both
Assumption.
ends too, because you said you didn't trust him and your son going around.
Yes.
So it's both all assumptions.
Yeah, that's true too. I guess if
It's
you look
some
at
way
the
that y'all gotta have this conversation. And
yeah,
going through that girlfriend is not gonna be it. Going to his
yeah,
family is not gonna be it. The only people that can make this decision when two parents can't come to an agreement is the
It's
courts.
gotta be a
yeah,
neutral third party.
yeah,
And because
and I
Unfortunately.
I honestly think it's fixable because he's a father already. He's doing it.
Yeah.
And you know,
yeah,
I just don't want
He
your
just got to build that bond with his son without interference and
yeah.
without you there.
And I
And once that happens, we think that it'll be okay, just like it is with his other kids.
yeah, I don't want your son to, don't grow up without that. You know, I
And
feel
I don't think you want that either,
and I
right?
don't
I
feel like
don't.
I don't feel like you a bad mother either. You know, so I'm saying your kid need that support. So I think like some women might say, like I heard you say before, like I don't want to force a hand, but it's really not forcing.
Right. And you can't choose for your child because he is not your father. He's your child's father. So
Yeah.
you don't want to force a hand, but what if your kid grow up old enough to resent you because you didn't? Because you didn't
Or
fight,
or all
like,
these
or
other
try,
issues.
or other things. So it's easy for us as adults to be in our feelings because of how we feeling and what we thinking, but you can't think for you because it's not your parent. It's your child's other parent.
Yeah. I even
You can't
told
you can't bank it off of what you feel and what you think about
Yeah,
them.
I think y'all just need to have that conversation.
I even told her that to tell him that if he start doing right, I'll take him off child support. It's not about the
See,
money.
that's
It's about the
controlling.
Stop bribing.
You
but that's
can't.
Stop
not
coming with
controlling.
these. Yes, that
It
is. Yes,
is.
that is. It's either your way or no way. But they don't care. They saying it's the highway.
Yes, that's
You can't make him do what you want him to do. He already done proved that to you. So stop with the if was a fifth, we'd be drunk. No.
it's not gonna work. You gonna have
You
to.
gotta start moving different and thinking about
And
your
if he
baby.
watching too, man, you need to go fight for your kid, man. That
Come get your son from Lena
that
because
that
Lena need a damn break.
that ain't the way. That ain't
Lena
the
need a
way.
boyfriend. Lena needs to live her life.
That ain't.
And Lena
Lena
needs to
so
stop
good.
giggling
That's
and
not.
start taking action.
That's not the way,
Lena
man. To
so
just sit
good.
back and just allow. If you think she's playing with your kid, that is not the way to just sit back and just wait till your kid to get
Get
18.
older. Cause that's just
That's
that's
stupid.
stupid.
And your kid gonna suffer behind that.
We know men do it, and we know a lot of men are pushed to do it, but we still don't condone it or support it.
it,
Cause all that time, miss, your child need that time with you,
it's a lot of life lessons that your kid need,
and go
and it's
miss.
missing because the lack of a father.
Yeah.
So if you watch it, man, you can come up here and tell
We
your
told you to
story,
send us
but
the
you better go
pictures to
fight for
their
your
daddy, cause we
kid.
sure gonna reach out to
He
him and get
ain't
his
gotta
side.
fight. All he gotta do is pick up the phone or text
You
me
hear
and
that?
say, "Hey, I want to see your son. I mean, our son." And
Your
he can
son,
take him.
girl.
He can take him.
But all right, so in a perfect world, what would that look like for you?
Him text me, "Hey, are you free Friday or Saturday?" Yeah. Okay, I'm finna come over
That
and get
sound
my
like a
son.
date. That do not sound like him coming to get his. What you being free got to do with him seeing his son? Girl, you
Because if
sick.
I'm not
This
at
her
home,
perfect
he ain't gonna
world.
be able to
This
come
her
see his
world.
son.
This her world. All right, so in your
Go ahead.
world, you say
If
what?
you free, what you doing? Can I come over? Go ahead, finish.
Yes. If I'm not at home, how he gonna come see his son? That's what I'm saying. Are you free
Okay.
Saturday? Yes. Okay. I want to come over at 5:30 to come get my son. Okay. Cool. He come to the door, knock on the door. I'm gonna have our son ready for him. He ain't even gotta come in the house. I'm gonna have our son ready. Bam. Here you go. Any medical issues I have to communicate with him. Our son got a fever. It's some Tylenol in there. Give him this much. Bam. That's all I'm gonna say to him. All I'm gonna say to him is about our son. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say to him.
And this how you want it to work here on out for the rest of his life.
Or we could have a mutual place to meet up, and then he'll just take our son from there. Or I could come to their house. See, I don't know, understand why they won't
They
even
don't
let me.
want you to come to their house, so that's not
You
gonna happen.
steady trying to get to that house.
I'm not gonna do nothing to your house. I don't know why
They
you
don't
don't want
want you
me to
to
know
know where
that
they
address.
live, girl. No.
But you can know where I stay at. Okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, but
just
listen,
keep
that's
an
but
eye out
check
to
this.
make sure it's all good.
Check this out. If you go to the courts, everybody got to give their
That's
address.
true. That's
that's
true.
true.
But
That's true.
Okay,
man,
Lena.
thank you, man. That was good talking to you again.
We
Nice
gonna be
talking to
checking
you
back
too.
because if they don't come to this birthday party, we still gonna want to know what's happening in the next birthday
Send them
party.
names because
They
we
post
gonna
it
reach
or
out to
whatever.
them.
How do I send the names? I don't. Do I send them on
Send it
TikTok?
to send it to
Instagram or
TikTok.
TikTok, it don't matter.
Yeah, so we can reach out because we
Because
want to
I
hear his
can't
side.
send no pictures to y'all. I was trying to screenshot their
Do you got an
Facebook page.
Instagram?
Yeah, I got Instagram.
Yeah, send it through our Instagram page.
Okay, no problem.
All
Uh,
right. Well,
Bye
you have a
bye.
good night and
You too.
yeah.
don't be thinking about it at night like you said earlier that you tired of thinking about it. Don't think
I
about it
am.
tonight.
I am. Because I want to know why he stopped. I just want to know why. They going
Because
on
of
cruises.
you
Him
already
and his
know
girl
why.
going on cruises and stuff. So
See,
why?
why you worried about what they doing? Get you a
How,
man.
man, how do you even know that? How do you know they going on cruise?
They got it's on her page. You know, pictures of them
Stay
going on
off
cruise.
her
Uh,
page.
you loafing.
Stay off her page, girl. Let them
That was
people
then.
live.
Now I don't even talk to her. And actually, when y'all told me to inbox her about them coming to get them without me, I haven't talked to her since June, and it's now October now. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying.
Okay, well, we gonna be rooting for you still. Just keep us posted and send us that contact information
Do
so we
whatever.
can try to
Yeah.
mend this a little bit.
And do whatever you got to do for that baby, man. Just keep being a great mother to him.
I am.
You
All
have a
right,
good night.
You too.
good night.
Woo!
Y'all just look.
Man.
See, see two totally different stories, two totally different situations. This is why we do this, and both women. By the way, no men tonight. Two women giving a side of things, and it's completely different. So we say this to say, come up, tell y'all stories. I mean, it'll be good just to hear somebody's side of what you could possibly do, right? We're not therapists, we're not attorneys, we're not miracle workers, but we are here to talk about this parental alienation and to give tips and to talk about experiences and help people just try to do the right thing. And that's it. That's just all I have. After Lena, I'm fried. I don't. My brain is just. I just don't know what to say. Y'all just gotta stop trying to control these men with these kids. It's not just your kid, girl.
Mm-hmm.
A boy or whoever. It's just not y'all kid.
Y'all got to stop doing
Two
that,
people,
man.
two parents.
Let me tell y'all how men work, man. We gonna try to do it, but when you trying to be too controlling, man, we'll shut down, and eventually, all these tactics that you use, we get numb to them, and then they not gonna work no more.
Exactly.
Then
Exactly.
then it's he's a deadbeat, and yes, we say that too. Let me speak on that too. We say that too, that yeah, y'all women create deadbeats, but we don't mean like literally he's a deadbeat.
Right.
We mean like you the cause of him shutting down and doing the things he do. Any father that's being alienated from their kid is not a deadbeat.
Right.
You know, you just a father that's being alienated, but y'all women, man, y'all be making it tough, man, and y'all don't even be seeing that y'all be the answer to y'all problems. Y'all heard her say, I don't want him to, I can't trust him being around my kid and this and that. But then you turn around and say he need to be around the kid. It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's yeah. And we
Man.
get it all the time. Like it's a lot of contradictive statements. It's a lot of stuff that just don't add up. The math don't be mathing. So this is why we're here to solve the equation and figure out what
Who's
who's the
the
deadbeat.
deadbeat? Hey, but thank y'all. Have a good night. I don't know if we feeling good this
We
weekend.
may
We
do a
pop
pop-up
up
tomorrow.
tomorrow or something, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, get us to $1,000. I mean, 1,000 subscribers, and
Not you asking for money.
y'all see it. Subs,
Yeah, get us to
subscribers.
$1,000, y'all.
Y'all want to send it? I'll take
We'll
that too.
give it
But
to a father.
nah, I'm gonna send y'all a shirt and our two ebooks that we got. Whoever the
The 1,000 subscriber.
subscriber. There you
We
go.
will be giving you a little gift.
Yeah,
So yeah, get us there, guys.
that's all we want, man. And y'all keep doing what y'all got to do for them kids, man. And fathers, man, y'all making us look bad tonight, man. Man, I mean, it's two deadbeats. Come on now. Y'all gotta come tell these stories, man. Y'all be in the inbox. I got like 5 or 10 people that said they wanted to come on here tonight, and they didn't come. They didn't show. But hopefully y'all understand, and hopefully we get big enough and make everybody comfortable to come on here and share their story and spread the word, man. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.